Hey, so what's going on, everyone? Hey, listen, it's been
I'm Ian.
about a week and a half, about 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, I think,
About that, yeah.
since our last episode. And we apologize, but we have some updates to bring you.
We do.
We didn't forget about anyone. We didn't want to have anyone feel excluded. However, I've been on the mend. As you guys might remember, I did come down with the COVID-19 virus.
You got it. You're feeling better though, right?
Man, I'm 100%. I'm ready to go.
Well,
I've been cleared by all my medical doctors. I'm back at work.
I did not know that.
I played around a golf today, and I walked it, right? Like, it wasn't just played around a golf. Like, I wanted to make sure that you got to get some exercise in when you're out there on the links,
Well, that and need some exercise when your body's going through a horrible thing. I mean, yeah, that's cool.
I will say this, Ian. The one thing, right? Like, I was talking to someone at work, and they're like, sometimes people feel really good, and they think they're better, and then they take a turn for the worse,
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I'm not gonna, like, mentally, I'm not gonna allow myself to just be in this place where I'm just waiting for that to happen. So I would, like, get up and, like, do yard work or run or something to make sure that, like, if it was gonna happen, like, at least I knew when it was going to happen.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good. We'll talk about more of that in a second. Nobody cares, but I'm in a different location.
Ian, I care.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not. People probably didn't watch. They're not watching this saying, like, oh, that dude's in a different spot. I'm currently in Nashville. I'm visiting some friends, doing some recording. So, but I brought my setup, so at least we can still do a nail episode. Hashtag
NAILH. Hey.
Yeah.
I think so what we want to say is we apologize. We've not been proactive in creating new content for our listeners, but we're back, and this is exciting.
We're back. It's weird. We both got a little busy and during this time. I haven't been busy in months, but I am now. So like Nate said, we're back. We're sorry. We're here for you.
That's right.
Get real close. Nate, can I ask you a question about COVID?
Sure.
You want me to?
I do.
Is now the time?
But I think that we're going to bring back rule number 1 after this episode. Well, we're not really talking about COVID. We're just talking about you having COVID. That didn't make sense. Yep, cool. Here we go. First question, Nate. How's the taste and the smelling going? It's great. It is so good. Yeah.
That's good.
So the first, I don't know if this is common or not, but the first smell that I had, because it had been like a week or so without being able to smell anything or taste anything. Yeah. And I was taking my garbage out, and I, like, opened up the trash can and, like, threw my garbage in there, and then the lid slammed, and it was just, like, wafted into my nose. And it was like, it wasn't like, oh, that's garbage. It was like, oh my gosh. Like, It's almost like my smelling sense, just for that particular experience, was just so much more, like, the senses were like awakened.
Oh yeah. But that's the weird thing. Because I take out the trash, everybody in the world does. You take it out, and 100% of the time, you're like, oh God. This might be the one time in history that happens, and you're like, yes, I can smell. So
that's exactly kind of how it was. At first, I was like, oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
But I can smell. Right. So that's positive.
Positive news. Definitely positive.
Yes. But thank you for asking,
yeah.
Ian. You're such a good friend.
I got one more. How's the lump on your... Wait. Wrong virus. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Other than that, how you feeling?
I'm good. Thank you, Ian.
I forgot. I thought you were still in full swing. I guess it has been a couple weeks now. So
yeah, no, I'm good. I'm solid. I'm back at it. I'm back to being a productive member of society as much as I can be during this craziness.
I don't know about productive.
So, hey, speaking of craziness, and also in keeping with the our updates that we're giving, because we have been gone for a little bit. Ian, Major League Baseball, dude.
I can't with. It's getting me heated thinking about it, dude. I'm gonna just come right out and say it before we even talk about it. Just get rid of this season. Just say no. Just be done with it, and move on to 2021. That's what I'm saying.
But I think that means the owners win.
I don't think so, because here's my thing on it. The players and the owners hate each other, right? I mean, when it comes to money and labor agreements, a few days ago they talked about that 60-game proposal, prorated salaries, and the owners were like, all right, let's do that. And then the players were like, no, we want more money. And then all that stuff happened. And the thing is, the not playing, the players don't care. They're just worried about money. And the owners are worried about money as well, but also like kind of keeping fans happy. The current labor deal right now in the Players Association and the owners, it expires after next year. This is going to cause huge problems because they're going to, I think it's just going to, like, if they don't play this year, like next year and the year after might be more strikes because the players are going to want more money. And some of the owners they're the ones just saying shut it down this year because if they start playing, they're going to lose more money because they're going to have to pay the players, but nobody's going to show up to games. Like even if they say like only half attendance, they will still lose money. So I don't think we deserve baseball right now, and I'm really mad about this. I don't know if you can tell, but they're not reaching an agreement, and I'm fine with it. We don't deserve this if they're going to act like this. So I'm okay getting rid of. Well,
here's
this
the thing, man: is we're 10 games off, right? MLB said we'll do 60. They want to expand the playoffs to 16 teams instead of 10.
Yeah.
Because what does that do? It drives revenue, right? Now, the most telling, and I don't know how you feel about Trevor Bauer, and
I love it. I talked about him in a previous episode.
So for those listeners that really don't follow baseball, Trevor Bauer is kind of outspoken. Like a lot of people don't like him, but he makes good points.
I love that.
And
guy.
He came out. I want to read this, and it might be a little like long verse, but I want to read it because I think it's kind of perfect to show what the players are thinking and then also what the owners are thinking. So if you just give me a second, okay? So Trevor Bauer says, and he's talking at this point to Rob Manfred, who's the commissioner of Major League Baseball. So he says, so Rob, explain to us how you can be 100% sure that there's going to be baseball, but not confident there will be baseball at the same time. So that was time out. That was like in 3 different days. Rob was like, we're doing baseball, and then we're not doing baseball. Okay, so back to the tweet. What changed between those statements? Players told you to set the season, but it's too early to set right now, isn't it, Rob? Because when you have to explain why you're only going to impose 50 games when could easily play 70 plus right now, the tactics is to bluff with no season again and to delay another 2 to 3 weeks until you clear the risk of, quote, not negotiating in good faith by trying to play as many games as possible. The backlash combined with potential of having to explain yourself in front of an arbitrator isn't too appealing, is it? Let's see. The way I have it figured, you want to play between 50 and 60 games. Again, this is going on what the owners are saying. He says, can't make it 50 because that would be too obvious to everyone what you're trying to do. And no one would think that was a, quote, representative season. So you'd risk not getting your precious playoff money. Nope, can't have that. So got to make it more than that. But too many, you've gone as high as about 55 games, full prorated salary. So you'll probably settle somewhere between there, potentially a couple games higher than that to throw people off the scent. Isn't that right, Rob? So in that scenario, let's see. September 27th, end date to protect playoff TV schedules. 60-ish games, going to have to be at least 4 games in there, so that's 64 days, plus about 20 for spring training, 84 days. September 27th, 84 days is July 5th, plus about a week to get players to spring training. So tack on another 7. That takes us to June 28th. As I have it figured, that's your deadline. And he goes on to say more. But this is days ago. And he's exactly right. 100% correct.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing, man, is like there's already 8 owners, and we don't know what teams these owners are. I would assume the Oakland Athletics are one of them. But 8 owners are like, nope, I don't want to play this season. Like I don't want to play. Yeah. And so the 50 games was what the owners wanted. The players came out and said, tell us when, tell us where. We're going to play.
Yeah.
And then then Major League Baseball backed off of that because of the owners. I have a huge problem with this. You know, for if it's easy enough for one Major League Baseball player to figure this out and it come true, like 4 or 5 days later, I can't blame the players on this. I can't do it.
No, I know I'm not totally blaming the players, and that was a big statement from Trevor Bauer. I'm just saying it's kind of both sides, you know, or it's not all players. I'm saying, you know, they want more money because they're not playing. Or some of them do. They want more money because they're not playing as much, and they've lost these couple months of baseball. But so something's got to happen. I mean, they need to get their heads out of their butts and realize like this is. Like, I want to watch this sport that I love. And you guys, they're not making it any easier, man. And that's why I said from the start, like, you know what, just cancel the season. As somebody who would, like, do anything for baseball, just cancel it. I'm done, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you know.
And I think they are damaging the sport. And I don't want to point fingers and blame anyone, but I agree with you. They're damaging the sport.
Yeah.
And then there was this wrinkle thrown in today. I don't know if you saw this. So the Philadelphia Phillies, they've had, let me see, multiple reports of positive coronavirus tests, I guess. And Major League Baseball has shut down all facilities in Florida and Arizona for a deep cleaning.
Yeah.
Which, why hasn't that been done?
My dad told me that yesterday, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, number one, like, why hasn't that been done? And then Major League Baseball came out today saying that teams will now train spring training at their home baseball parks amid coronavirus concerns.
Yeah.
Which is just also crazy. So now there's no spring training, right? There's none of that. It's back to, and you know, I think it's going to parallel, right? Like we have hockey coming back. We have basketball coming back.
Well, Nate,
this is happening in baseball when everyone's trying to come back.
Yeah.
It's going to happen in other sports.
Well, to go off your point, man, I made some notes about hockey. Like they're starting the hockey playoffs July 30th. They're doing like 4 best-of-5 series in each conference. Preds are starting with the Coyotes. Go Preds. But I just saw, like, you know, what you just said, like the Phillies had some outbreaks. I think it's the Tampa Bay Lightning, you know, because Florida's kind of blowing up right now. I don't remember. I'm not going to say most, but a lot of players on the Lightning just tested positive for this. So it's like you've already set the schedule, but it's still happening. And I get, you know, because they're trying to do the playoffs, and basketball is the same way. They're doing July 31st. Super smart decision. They're all going to Orlando, which I wrote down. Horrible decision right now. Let's bring all of these players and fans to the state. No offense to Florida, but to the state that is spiking again. They're doing the 6 teams within 16 current playoff teams and the 6 teams within 6 games. So 22 out of the 30 teams. Well, you're excluding 8 teams at this point.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you're doing. So yeah, that's basketball and hockey are just going kind of straight to the playoffs. And I don't get it. I mean, it's not.
Well, the nice thing is they had the majority of their regular season, right? So a lot of the money issues that they're worried about with like Major League Baseball, that's not happening for hockey or basketball, and football is still kind of in the clear, right? And so they have the advantage of just kind of sitting back and watching what's going on.
Yeah.
Dude, if I was a betting man, and I am, I don't know if we're gonna have college football or NFL.
Nate, I don't know if you saw this. I wrote this in my notes. Because some of the college players, different teams, like went back to campus the past couple weeks to like start training. Clemson, did you read this?
Yes, I did see this. Yes.
Clemson in the past like week or two had 23 players test positive after they returned to campus. 23 players. How many? Nate, how many players are on a college football team?
Scholarship, I think 84 to 85.
Yeah,
and you can fact check that, but I think it's somewhere there, close.
That is a fourth of your team, almost
Correct.
more than a fourth of your team. And this is, I mean, we've talked about him before. Dr. Fauci said, like, we should not do football this fall. And that's another thing. Sorry, I'm just reading my notes. Like, you have this second wave is coming in the fall. You know what else is in the fall? Flu season.
Yeah.
Like,
see, dude, I have an issue with this second wave, right? And I'll tell you why. We did. Okay, all accounts, like, yeah, whatever. We did the right thing, and we did this quarantine, right, of Americans. Mm-hmm. Nothing about this virus has changed. Nothing. Other than people are like, you know what, we should probably open the country back up. What has changed? What? Nothing.
Well,
we're doing antibody tests. We're doing all these things. People, there's a reason people are getting sick. We opened everything back up.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, I'm in Nashville right now, and they had like 1,000 cases in one day, like last week, and I'm like, I don't really want to be here. But again, we're not. This episode is kind of like COVID. I'll put that at the top. But
yeah.
But I mean, like, you're talking about the second wave. Like, here's the thing: we're still in the first wave because we never got down to zero. No state ever got down to zero. So once states get down to zero, that's the end of the first wave. No states did. So the second wave, we're not there yet. This is literally still the first wave, and it's just literally, it's just gonna keep getting a bigger. I mean, I look, we're doing a little sports thing, baseball, blah, whatever. I hope hockey and basketball can kind of figure it out. I mean, because they, like you said, they were already almost done with their seasons. Just start the playoffs and be safe.
Hey, I've got a question for you.
Give me a question.
This is a little nugget of news out of the state of Florida this past week. Okay.
Yeah.
The Gator chant, Ian.
Yeah.
No longer.
Yeah.
And if we have football season, and I just want to, I'm not going to weigh in on this. I just want your opinion. As a Gator fan, how do you feel about that?
Diehard Gator fan, I think for the state of like what this country is going through right now, and like what everybody's going through, I think it is a good decision. I will say this: the Gator chant that they're talking about, the Gator bait chant, originated, I believe, in '96 when they won the national championship. So it was
Spurrier, the old ball coach.
Oh, dude, my favorite. Originated in '96, so it was not around in the 1900s when the original Gator bait phrase was used. Mm-hmm. And for your listeners, I mean, it was, they hunted alligators and decided to use slave babies as gator bait. So that's, but it's awful. But here's the thing: that was the phrase that was used. The University of Florida Gator bait chant has nothing to do with that. So it's a little bit of a bummer because I've been doing that chant my entire life. But to make people happy, that's something easy. I'm like, please get rid of it. If it offends people,
sure.
I never knew that. Get rid of it. I'm fine with it. It's a bummer because you do this all the time, but I won't do that. I won't sing that chant. So I don't really have a problem with it. It makes people happy, it offends people. It doesn't make people happy.
It's the opposite.
It's
actually.
the opposite.
Yes, yeah.
It offends people. Absolutely, take it away.
Sure. Yeah, I get you.
Fine with me.
So that's our update, and we have some super exciting news.
We really do.
We've been having over the over the course of our programming, call it season 1 until we hit episode 36, some really great guests on, and I don't know if there's a better guest that we've had on, or that has agreed to do our program than Marcus Hawkins,
Best dude.
at Morning Hawk. Marcus, welcome. Hey, so check it out. Tonight, we're super excited. We have probably just one of my favorite people that I've had the pleasure of just calling a friend over the past many years. And so we're excited to welcome Mr. Marcus Hawkins.
Hey.
Marcus, you're an artist, you're a drummer, you're a lyricist, you're an educator, you're a photographer, you're a videographer, you're an editor. I don't know what it is you can't do, but thank you so much for joining the program. We're excited to have you on.
It's excited to be here. It's going to be a great night.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, so some background, right, is Ian and I know you through an organization called Music City Mystique, where Ian's got the shirt on tonight too.
It's 07, man. It's so faded. It doesn't work anymore. But
Marcus, what shirt do you have on?
It's a little happy face. It's a sad face plus music equals happy face.
that's it.
Yeah, plus 8 notes. Yeah, absolutely. Music is math, right? After all.
It is. It is.
Hey, so we kind of wanted to talk to you, Marcus. You've been doing a lot recently. Can you tell us a little bit about this album that you just came out with?
So first of all, my artist name is called Morning Hawk. I named myself that for 2 different reasons. Reason number 1 is in the morning, everything starts fresh and everything starts new. You have a clean palette to not necessarily be who you want to be, but at least take the steps to sort of make it there. Reason number 2 is my last name is Hawkins, so just kind of shortened it out, and I kind of like the bird in general. It's really cool, way cooler than what I am. So that's my artist name, Morning Hawk. The actual album, I think I felt this shift in perspective, I think, with a lot of people around me and a lot of people that I kind of know on social media. We're sort of losing a little bit of hope when it comes to some of the situations kind of around and things. So what I really wanted to do is just to be very encouraging and very intentional with the people that I'm speaking to, especially people from my community who are feeling a little bit downtrodden and feeling a little bit, like they need a little bit of a push and things. So hopefully the whole album has different ways of encouraging people in different areas. So the songs cover everything from politics to dating to just generally refreshing your brain and to try to think about things in a new and enlightening way. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I knew that you Morning Hawk. I love that name. I just saw it today. I was doing a little bit of research. Again, I'm sorry I didn't have time, but I love that. That's a killer name, dude. Yeah, I mean, it goes together. I mean, it's got kind of your last name in there as well. Dig it.
And so, hey, this was just released, what, last week? 10 days ago?
No. It's not going to be for real release until July the 3rd.
Okay, yeah. So you're doing teasers.
Mm-hmm.
You're throwing teasers out there with lyric videos too, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you. But hey, so I do have a question, and something you said kind of struck with me, and watching the videos. And by the way, we're gonna have those all linked below, so we'll have your lyric videos and whatever we speak about. But you said that, people were downtrodden, and I think that's super easy, right? It's really simple right now to fall into that category and almost be divisive. And Marcus, one thing that you've always been is just positive and this hope, right? Like you've always given hope. And in your lyrics, that's very evident. Can you just talk about that for a second?
First of all, I don't want to make it seem sad, but I think part of my hope is rooted in reality. and just with the idea that, you know, if you study history and if you look at a bunch of different cultures and civilizations, I really do believe that right now, even though we're in a sort of this kind of situation, I really do believe that right now is kind of the best time to be alive. You know, even the poorest amongst us here in America are living and have access to things that kings didn't have access to in the 1400s.
Yeah.
And I find just that kind of small perspective very refreshing. Like, even if I have problems, you know, and things, there's always there's always a way for me to shift it in my brain, for me to try to turn it into something positive, and to turn it into me just working harder, finding out more information to make the situation better. Right. So for me, my hope comes partly from that, which is history, number one. Thing number two is this idea that you're always refreshing yourself, but that refreshment comes from internal things. Like, there's external things that are always happening to me, but the way that I react to them and the way that I interact with those things is always up to me, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
And part of that definitely comes from, I guess, a former life, let's call it that. But I was heavily into divinity. I went to Asbury, I went to Vanderbilt, I went to Dallas Theological, and I was going to be a missionary. Like, I was going to be living in the middle of some remote place in a hut with the poorest people, and being there for them. Right. That was kind of my trajectory in the
Sure.
previous. So I think my ideas of having internal hope and having an internal sense of drive and peace that can be so much grounded that you can extend that to other people around you. I think that's partly where that comes from. I guess the Judeo-Christian epicenter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you, you are the example of that, Marcus. You
Oh,
know,
oh no.
and no, well, I think, you know, there's been many grassroots movements. I go back to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and this is crazy, but there's a quote in that movie that says, "Be excellent to each other," you know. And at the end of the day, I mean, if we're excellent to each other, and we love each other, really love each other, right?
Yeah.
Man, like the power that would have over politics, the power it would have over any divisiveness, in my opinion. And I know that that's like really simplifying everything down, but love it just has a way of, you know, it's powerful, you
Yeah.
know. Um,
I dig what you're doing. Sorry to jump in, Nate, but because
no, you're good.
he kind of knows this, like this whole thing started, you know, the pandemic, whatever, we don't talk about it. But so I was like, you know, lost my job trying to figure out what to do. And Marcus, kind of doing the same thing you're doing. Like, I decided to like record an album in New York in my apartment. So I was doing that. And now I'm down here in Nashville with some buddies recording some more music. So that's how I kind of coped with the world. And I mean, that's honestly why I took this vacation. I was like, I got to get out of New York. I need to clear my head. But it's kind of, but mine's from my personal, what am I trying to say? Mine's to keep me sane. And that's what I love about what you're doing. We're kind of doing something similar, like the new album, the videos you're doing, but they're for the world. Like, I'm not sharing my stuff right now. You're keeping everybody, like Nate was saying, you're keeping everybody positive in this time. And I love that. And especially jump into I watched the video you made today, the Juneteenth video was that your daughter, correct?
Yeah.
Adorable. I mean, it's a minute and a half, but it was like, watched it twice in a row, got chills. I mean, was that something you just came up with at spur of the moment? You was like, do this. I mean, it is, everybody knows what today is, but that video was, I mean, we've seen tributes and all this other kind of videos, but that one like struck me and it was amazing. I mean, what's up with that video?
Yeah, I think part of my motivation for making that video, well, first of all, I didn't write the track for it until like last night. It was like at 2 a.m. or something like that.
Nice.
And then I knew that I was going to my sister's store. She owns a beauty supply store here in Atlanta. to pick up the shirt that I had on, right? The shirt that said 1865. It's from a company called Blood of a Nation, right? Shout out. So when I got back, I put on the shirt and I kind of wrote the verse real quick. Took like 5 minutes. I've been writing, I guess, poetry and verses and things since I was little. I came from a freestyle culture.
Nice.
So that part was just me assimilating the information that I kind of knew sort of what I wanted to say, and then just kind of putting that into the track. So I'd already kind of made the track. I spent like maybe 2 hours or so working on that. But yeah, the verse came fairly quickly, and that's just what it was. And for me, there's a lot of people, I guess, that still really don't know what Juneteenth is about. So it's partly educational, and then of course part of it, at least in the second half of the verse, is just trying to be, as I said before, just a little bit hopeful, and I think part of bringing hope is also bringing truth, because false hope is frivolous, right? Just saying that everything is going to be great and everything is great is sort of empty and hollow,
Oh yeah.
So that's why I think it's important to have the history component with that sense of future tense probability.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Nate said we'll put all those links down there, especially that one, because people need to see it. It's great. I mean, again, it's maybe 2 minutes long, but I would watch it 100 times right now. It's
thank you. And to be honest, this is really only my second album, the one that's about to come out now on July the 3rd. I still get really nervous anytime I put anything out, whether it's like me talking about a subject or me just putting out whatever sort of video, mainly because I'm sort of a one-to-one kind of guy. I get to talk to a lot of people who have very interesting beliefs, and I've been given a very specific talent. Some people think my talent is music, but I really believe that my talent is just being able to talk to people and have conversations that get both of us to think about things in a different light. So that's my thing, like being on camera or releasing music is very uncomfortable to me even now. Like I want to like throw up, and things. So I have to force myself to do it and things. So even that video, after I got done with it, I just kind of let it sit there for like a few hours. So you notice it didn't even come out until like 3 o'clock or something. Yeah. Because I was just like, no. Then I'm like, you know what? People need to know. People need education. People need hope. Let's do it,
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Well, Marcus, I tell you, man, everything you put out is thought-provoking. Everything you put out is timely. And again, the positivity, man, just your aura. I'm proud of you, and I know that's weird to say, right? Like from friend to friend, I'm proud that you're a good friend of mine. I can call you that, and man, just keep doing what you're doing. I know I appreciate it, and I think I speak for hundreds, if not thousands, of other people when I say that. So,
yeah,
man, you've been. I'm so glad we had this opportunity.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you for having me on, man.
For sure.
Anytime.
For sure. Hey, I told you guys Marcus was a treat. He's one of the most positive people I think I've ever met in my life. And so Marcus, Ian and I just want to say thanks again for you coming on the program, man. It means a lot to us, and keep doing the good work, brother. We appreciate you.
Such a good interview, and such a good interviewer. Like down to earth, chill, super cool, great dude.
Absolutely,
great guy.
Ian, let's go into this segment about trends. Okay,
Trends.
Maybe over the past, we're gonna take it to a decade. So trends over the past decade that we kind of aren't the biggest fan of.
Man, there are hundreds. Nate said we're gonna do this segment. I was like, awesome, I like it. So I looked some up. I had some in my head, but I looked some up. There are hundreds that I just realized, oh my God, I hate these. There's so many,
Absolutely.
Dude. But I picked my top couple, so
Do you want to start us out?
Yeah, I think you went into more detail on yours, so I just wrote a couple trends down. Number one, and you might know the origin of it. I think I do, but I don't really care. I'm going to do it for the first full time in my life. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes. Oh, what is that? That's the DAP.
Dab.
Dab.
Dude.
Dude, I don't even know what it's called, man.
Yeah,
the dab.
Apparently it's dabbing, and it came about. Somebody thought it was cool. It's just. You know the origin of it? Somebody told me this
I have
once.
no idea. No clue.
It started as I can't really. Okay, I'm going to. We're all adults. We're not partaking in this, but I'm saying it started as you smoked marijuana, right?
I don't know what that is, but yes,
I don't either. And you smoke it and you pass it and you cough into your arm. It honestly started and I think some people were probably super stoned one night and were like, "Oh yeah." And that's how I think somebody told me, and I looked it up. I think that's true. That's how it came about because I gotta stop doing it. I'm getting so mad.
Yeah, I feel like that had a good probably 6-month run.
Dude, people are still doing it, man. And I see kids doing it, and I'm like little kids, and I'm like, your parents should tell you what that means or where it came from. And
but,
you know
but
what?
They have no idea. They just think it's like a dance move.
Yeah, but it just looks really dumb. I'm sorry.
It is stupid. I completely agree with you. It's never bothered me, right? Like I've never thought more about it than right now in this very moment. Again, Ian didn't tell me his. He doesn't know mine.
Yeah. Dude,
but I see why that is annoying. I love it. That's a great.
The things we do for this show, the things we do, I've never done that because it's like I've like faked it before, but it makes me mad. The things we do for listeners. Oh, I wish I could take that back.
So I see that you're getting a little upset.
A little bit, man.
And I want to tell you my number one on my list is people feeling triggered. Right? Like some would say that the dab has triggered you.
I'm
can
real
we
triggered,
just
triggered.
Can we just call it what it is?
I'm pissed off. I'm mad.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Now I will never forget, right? The first time someone sent me a text, like we were, having a conversation back and forth, and they said, "This triggered me a little bit." And I thought it was a joke. I thought they were kidding. I don't get the term triggered. I get that it's upset. People are upset.
Yeah.
Don't make a new word. There's no reason for it.
Dude, we're at an age, there are so many new words. Like, I didn't know what triggered meant, honestly, like last year. But
yeah.
Dude, there's so many new words. I have people at work I used to work with before this, but that said words. I'm like, you're like 24. I don't want to know what that means. And triggered is one of them. Why do you say that? I'm mad, Nate.
I'm mad, upset. There's so many already appropriate phrases that triggered doesn't need to be included. Now, if you disagree, please leave something in the comments. Educate Ian and because we might not know.
Yeah.
Right?
We're open to suggestions.
I hate that. I hate triggered. I'm triggered. I don't care. You're mad. You're upset. Be upset. But don't be triggered. What is that? Like a less version of being mad?
Yeah. Oh.
And that implies that I did something wrong. Like I am the reason they're upset. Anyway, I got a little heated there on that one.
Here we go.
All right, go on, Ian. What you got?
I'll lighten the mood. All right, I lied. I just found another one. This one I don't want to talk about. I'm just gonna say it real quick. But my third one I want to talk about. But this one, sorry. Okay. I think it's on Snapchat as well, but I just wrote down Instagram filters. Here's the question. You know what I'm talking about? Like you're doing an Instagram story and you put a filter, like you're a cat or whatever. Here's the question. Do you not like your own face?
Okay, I'm indifferent on this.
Well, I think it's one of the dumbest things. Like, if I'm watching a video about somebody like, hey, I'm playing a show tonight, and I've seen this. I'm playing a show tonight. I don't want to hear it in some weird voice and see you with like cat ears doing this. I want you to talk to me and tell me like, hey, I'm playing a show tonight, or hey, I'm having a party. Come over.
The only time I've used these, number one, first off, I don't have Insta spam. I don't. If you've seen the show Silicon Valley, they actually openly mock this idea that they're trying to like pivot their cloud-based company into a company that does like overlays or whatever. I don't even know what they're called. Yeah. And the owner is like, what are you talking about? Why would we do this? And now it's this huge thing. Dude. Someone has made millions of dollars off of it. I can tell you that, so Facebook has something very similar that you can do like on their photo app or Messenger. I don't know.
Yeah.
My boys enjoy it. They enjoy seeing themselves as dogs and cats.
See, I was going to say, I think it's cool for little kids, but I'm seeing like grown adults doing this, which I don't get.
Yeah, you're right. Just talk to us.
You're like, sorry.
Just talk to us.
That was my, do you want to go and then I'll close with mine? I'm sorry.
No, I completely agree with you though.
I didn't mean to do that one.
It's a very weird trend, and we'll see if we ever get past it. So my other one, and this goes back. This is like pushing the decade line, right? This is a fashion trend that I never understood. The popped collar. Now, number one, the pop collar, that was bad enough. Here's where it really got bad. Is when guys would wear like two different pasteled golf shirts. Dude. And pop both of the collars. There was a song about it, right? I don't know what it is. I pop collars or something.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And they'd have like a blue golf shirt and then like a pink golf shirt. First off, just one golf shirt's fine. Yeah. That's all you need.
That's all you need. One's all you need.
There's no need for two. And if like maybe you're in the sun and you're trying to protect your neck, that's the only reason that I could see it.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you these are the same dudes that had like bleach blonde hair and like shell necklaces.
Oh.
Guaranteed.
Dude, 100%. 100%. I never
that
did.
One kind of.
I never did that. I think I did it. I know I did it in high school to make fun of people. Like, that's the only reason I popped my collar. It was like, we're like, hey, we're popping our collars. Yeah. But then we put them right back down. And if it was ever popped, it was on accident. Like, the one side's popped up.
Yes.
That's
I know
an
exactly
accident.
what you're talking about.
Didn't mean to do that. Yeah. Please, somebody shoot me. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Oh, God, popped collars. It's so gross.
Yeah, so that's my last one, man. That's all. That's it.
I'll do a quick one real quick because I wrote it down. I'm just going to say it. Yoga with animals.
What is that?
If you're not, here's the thing. I'm talking about me personally. I'm not in shape. I've tried yoga before. It's real hard. Mm-hmm. Apparently, if you think yoga is too hard for you, put a goat on your back.
What does that do?
You've seen, it's called goat yoga. You've seen this.
I've not, and I love yoga, but I've not seen it. No,
dude, people are doing yoga with goats, like they're doing the downward dog, and they put a goat on their back and they hold that.
I feel bad for the goat.
Me too.
The goat doesn't want to be there
because the goat has never been that high off the ground. What if they fall?
I know.
That's a quick one. We're done. So those are our trends that Nate and I. Those are the trends that trigger Nate and I.
Hey, but there's two more I want to mention really quick, and these are internet trends. First, let's put some positivity in here. The ice bucket challenge was amazing. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I did it.
Trend.
I did it. Raised money. I donated. Yeah.
Correct. Great trend.
Yeah.
Every other internet challenge, garbage.
No.
Like the ice bucket challenge, first Trailblazer, Pinnacle. You're not going to beat it.
No.
Everyone needs to try and stop. Think of something new. Be original.
Yeah.
Okay. So ALS challenge, good. Ice bucket challenge. The dress, Ian. Can you put that just real quick? Put a picture of that dress up.
Yeah. I know what color I see, but
there are all arguments over this about what color this stupid dress is. I want to know, because we've never talked about this. I want to know, Ian, what color is that dress?
The dress is black and blue, bro.
Dude, the dress is gold and white.
Get out of my life.
What are you talking about, black and blue? You're crazy.
The dress is black and blue. Get out of here, dude. No. I looked at it with some friends a couple years ago when it came out. I mean, all of us saw different things. But you're just wrong. You and my friends
I
are
don't
just
think
wrong.
I can be wrong.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is the science behind it, right? Like
I did look it up. It has to do with because everybody's body is different. It's like your eyes are different. Like the amount of light, your cones in your eyes, the light comes in, so you see, your eyes perceive this differently.
Dude, I think it's gold and white. But hey, just real quick, here's another thought. Have you ever thought, like, how do you know what color something is? It's because you were taught it, right? From an early age. Like, this is blue.
Yeah.
And this is pink. Or the room you're in is purple, or whatever it might be. But how do you describe color?
The room I'm in is purple.
Is it blue?
Well, I'm not colorblind, but I do have a couple color problems. Like I have an orange extension cord that's actually yellow, but my roommates think it's orange. I think it's yellow. So this is
But you see,
I don't know what color this room is. Sorry.
But like the adjectives to describe color are just other colors. So what if like you see like what you see is red, I see is like green.
Yeah.
And who's to say? Because I'm sure this is dumb.
No.
But who's to say that like, hey, what color is that?
Yeah.
We've just been taught, well, that's green. But you might see that as red. I see that dress as white and gold, and you see it as blue and black. I don't understand that. That's crazy to me. And you say there's cones and rods and irises and pupils, and I'm sure that all of that matters.
Yeah.
Right? I just don't see it. I see gold and white. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know the science behind it, but yeah, when I have kids someday, I'm not sending them to school. I'm gonna homeschool them and teach them purposely the wrong colors. Like this,
but they will grow up being like,
white.
nah, man, this is, yeah, dude, Ian's wearing a white shirt. Nate's wearing a black shirt.
Yeah. It's perfect. I just want to do that for fun.
Another internet trend, potentially trend, I don't know, was Ian. It was the Laurel versus Yanny.
Yanny or yeah, Yanny.
Yanny.
Yeah.
Can you play that for us real quick?
Yeah, let's listen to a couple seconds of that.
Schwag, stop.
Well, now let's listen to a couple seconds.
Laurel.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I hope we don't disagree again, because I know exactly. I'm not hearing two things. So I talked to a lot of people, and they're like, "Oh, I kind of hear both. I hear one thing and one thing only."
Same.
What do you hear?
Do you want me to say it first this time?
You go first.
Dude, I hear Laurel.
Thank you, dude. There is no Yanni or Yanny. It's not there.
There's no way. Who even could hear that? It is clear. It's clear.
I just YouTubed that clip before this episode, and all like the first 40 comments were like, "It's clearly Yanni or Yanni." I'm like,
I thought it was a joke until I found the comments.
Yeah.
What do you guys hear? Do you hear Yanni or Laurel? Put it in the comments below. Tell us why you're right and we're wrong. We hear Laurel. There's a split on if it's a blue and black dress or a gold and white dress. It's gold and white.
It's black and blue.
I can guarantee that.
I guarantee it's black and blue.
So we'd love to hear from you guys, and just let us know. So those are the trends of the past decade, man. That we've kind of we just kind of wanted to highlight and hate on a little bit.
Yeah, we got real triggered there for a second.
From being triggered to dabbing, which I thought was dapping, or whatever. It doesn't matter. So, hey, let's roll to our last segment, Ian.
Let's do it.
Hey, so we haven't really found the best way to end this show yet, but we went back to our roots tonight, which have always just been random thoughts. And I think this is where Ian and I's friendship really took off, is talking about just things that don't even matter. So, Ian, I have a random thought for you this evening.
Give it to me.
Okay. You know when you buy like sugar candy, like specifically gummy bears?
Yeah.
Who likes the yellow, green, or orange gummy bears? I want one bag of gummy bears that has all clear. All clear gummy bears are for sure the best gummy bears available on the market. I don't even care if you put red in there with the clear. But who eats yellow or green?
Everybody on the planet besides you, apparently.
You're telling me have you ever heard anyone say, you know what my favorite flavor of gummy bear is? Yellow. No one has ever said that. No one.
Well, because gummy bears aren't, like, they're not really flavored. It's just whatever.
They taste different.
Well, yeah, it's different food color. That doesn't make sense.
No, you can't tell me that they just look different. They don't taste different. Yellow gummy bears and clear gummy bears are way different in taste.
Sure. Actually, honestly, here we go. I literally haven't had a gummy bear in a long time. So
Well, then you're not prepped well to answer this question.
I thought you were going to say I wasn't prepped. I was like, you didn't tell me you're going to say that.
Yeah.
No, I'll eat some. I'll get some tomorrow.
I just think that no one likes yellow, and green is... oof. And
Yeah.
my dog's making noises.
Dog's
So,
making noises.
I apologize.
That's okay.
That's my random thought of the day. Ian, what do you got?
I got one. It's real quick. We don't have to talk about it. I've said that about everything I've said tonight. But here we
I
go.
like talking about it.
Nate,
Yep.
we eat pizza from the inside out.
Yep.
And that's all we got. Don't have to talk about it.
it's logical, right? If you ate it from the outside in, it would be a mess.
No, I'm just saying there's not a lot of other foods where you're like, oh, look at this. Let's flip it around and let's start in the middle and go out. Yeah. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. Yeah, it doesn't.
Hey, I got a question, Ian.
Yeah.
Are you one of those weirdos that like takes their pizza? You lived in New York long enough now, and they fold it in half.
That's the only way I eat pizza.
Oh my gosh.
Why? Well, dude, to be fair, New York slice. This is your slice of pizza. Like,
Okay.
New York slices are like.
No, I get it.
So you kind of.
I understand.
So you
Why
fold
does
it.
New York? Is it that much extra effort just to run the stupid pizza cutter one more time to make the slices smaller?
No, dude, it's nice. It's $1.50 for a giant slice, dude.
Okay, so 75 cents if they cut it in half. It's not hard. This is mathematics.
I don't
understand.
I don't want a smaller slice. You want a smaller slice? Go to like Little
So
Caesars.
you fold the thing?
Yeah.
Dude, for whatever reason, when I fold pizza, it doesn't taste as good.
Did I just
I don't like doing it. I'm not a fan of it.
trigger you?
No, I can't be triggered because I'm not a millennial.
Seems like I triggered you. But
Yeah.
all right.
Well, hey, we've come to the end of another listening hour.
It's been
As always.
Yeah. We didn't do it up
Thank you
front.
guys.
So that's Nate and I'm Ian. So
And you're listening to
Nate and Ian's
Hey,
listening out.
thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure. And Ian and I will see you guys next week. We promise.
Promise.
No more. This COVID thing's really getting in our way. So,
Well, we'll be back next week. But again, as always, comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about. So, deuces.